Today, Akakū will be bringing you a live broadcast of this historic event, the HOʻΟLU Lahaina Unity Gathering in solidarity for the people of Lahaina, an entire community devastated by the worst wildfires in modern American history. People are still hurting. Thousands are still displaced without permanent places to live. And this Unity March is designed to bring us all together to see what we can do to help those in need. Lahaina residents will be joined in the procession today by thousands from around the state, around the island, and around the world. Hawaii's 4 voyaging canoes and their captains will arrive by sea and come together for only the second time. Today's festivities include a march from the Lahaina bypass to Launiupoko, with stops along the way to honor sacred cultural sites, pray for those that we have lost, and ask divine guidance for a healthy recovery. Stay tuned to Akakū for live, day-long coverage of the Unity Gathering, Lahaina Strong. So please stay with us. So we're watching the very beginning of the Unity March, and they are currently at the Lahaina bypass, and the march begins. We've got quite a few people from what we're seeing, and there will be more joining us at different locations throughout the morning and afternoon as well. We're going to go to this live protocol right now. We're going to go to that interview with Jay April and Archie Kalepa.
Hi, I'm Jay April. I'm the CEO of Akakū, and next to me is Archie Kalepa. I don't think he needs an introduction. I think you've seen him around. He's central to the recovery in Lahaina. Archie, thanks for coming today.
Aloha, thank you for having me.
So you got a big gathering coming up, the Lele March.
Yeah, it's
tell us about that.
So the Lele Aloha Unity Gathering is happening on January 20th. It's going to start at 8 a.m. on the bypass, on the Makai side of the bypass, just past the Lahaina Luna bridge. And you know, this unity gathering is what I hope will become an opportunity for our people of Lahaina to come together and just see one another. Because ever since this fire happened, not only has our community been dispersed into different places, but our community also has not had the opportunity to see friends, family, and so I'm hoping that this will bring that together.
A lot of these problems existed before the fire.
Yeah.
Housing was an issue before the fire, obviously water, the disposition of the land. All of those things were major issues before the fire.
Yes.
So the fire came, and now you have all these displaced people, and they're still displaced, correct?
You know, it just brought everything to the surface.
Right.
And for bad or good, I think it just allowed everything that we as a community, we as a people of Hawaii, not just Hawaiians, but inclusive, have been saying for a long time. And it just brought everything to the surface. And now we begin to try and figure out, how do we deal with this? How do we reconcile these things that have been affecting us for a long time? And how do we come together to begin to have a discussion, a civil discussion at the table that we can talk about and not scream and yell, but be solution-based and bring everybody to the table.
So how did you end up where you are? I mean, the fire happened, you were in San Diego, I think, when it happened? Or?
I was in Tahoe.
In Tahoe.
Working when the fire happened.
So when you heard the news, did you believe it? I mean, what?
You know, it was really weird because for some reason I got up like 4 o'clock in the morning, went to the bathroom. I never do this. I'll go to the bathroom and go back to bed. And I turned my phone on and I saw what happened. And I woke up my team that I was with in Tahoe, and I said, I gotta leave. You guys gotta take me to the airport right now. Went to the airport, and there was no flights coming into Maui. It was blocked because of the strong winds and the fires. And so I got a flight to LA to Kona, spent the night in Kona, and then the next morning I went and I bought a couple of generators. I bought me 2 Honda generators, and my phone was blowing up with a lot of friends from around the world and Hawaii asking how can I help. And by the time I got from the Big Island to Maui, I had 2,800 texts.
Oh, wow.
And it was just overwhelming. I couldn't handle. But all I did was I talked to my friends that I've worked with, that I've trained for many years in the rescue world. I called them and I said, I need 4 skis and I need a boat. And Lane Nakagawa was Archie, I'm there. And you know, Ola Kernan, Kai Lenny, I mean, we all just kind of chatted and came up with a plan to get back to Lahaina. And along the way, people were bringing supplies. And so we topped off our boat, headed to Lahaina. And on that boat ride, I told myself I'm gonna sit behind everybody because I don't want people to see me cry. And when we pulled into Lahaina, what I know and recognize from the water was no longer recognizable. I'm talking about landmarks. The only thing that I could align myself with was the smokestack. But everything else in between was unrecognizable. And you know, we got in touch with the lifeguards. I called the lifeguards and I said, I need you guys' help to get us.
How did you feel when you first saw that?
You know,
what did that do to you?
It was shocking. It was really shocking. It was eerie. It was spooky. It was, you know, you start asking yourself, how did this happen? Why did this happen? How could this happen? And you know, coming to grips with the reality of this is big.
What was it in you that made you step up? When you didn't have to, you sort of were thrust into this leadership position.
You know,
I mean, you've always been a leader. You know, you've been a waterman. You have a great reputation as a waterman. You've rescued people. What was it in you that made you step up?
You know, I think it's just my lifetime of helping people. And, you know, people told me, Archie, you've been training for this your whole life. And the way I looked at it was, okay, man, we're going into battle. It's about putting the resources together, coming up with a strategic plan and implementing resources to begin to help stand up our community, and then evaluating what was there and what wasn't there. And by the grace of God, Lele Hawaiian Homes was there. And I was reminded by Pono Murray in a prayer that he gave at one of our community meetings for Lele. He said, the name Lele now has meaning. The Le of the Ali. And so Hawaiian Homes was saved. Only 2 homes in Hawaiian Homes burned.
That's a blessing.
And so that's a blessing. And so that's where we saw that we could stand up, which was the closest place immediate to the fire where people were still living. And the resources just started flowing in from Olukai, from people that I'm not going to say their names, but people that I'm friends with around the world that had said, Archie, undivided, what do you need?
Well, you sprang into action immediately. I mean, you turned your home basically into command central for immediate relief from people.
Ai, e hoi kanani I mo kula. E hoi. Ina he leo oli, he leo aloha, he leo ha'i olelo, he mana kau, e ho'ohana ia mana. Mana wahi like ole, mana ku ono a pau. O keia hana, o keia aina, o keia honuane ho'i. I mea e kupono ai, keia ala kako. Oiai, he ala, i waai ka hele o ko kako kupuna. Nā vai ole ho'i, e ho ole i keia ala. Ka inua ia e ko kako kupuna. Ea? Ano laila, me ke aloha, e ha'aha'a. Me ke aloha nui a o ko pakahi a pau eia no mako halau ke alo kamaile. He leo kako'o, he leo aloha no hoi a o ko. E ola no kalakui, e ola. E ola.
Ai mai ka apa e ho pai ka leona e o ke ave o ke ave o ke ave o te luia o tu amo o kolia o ke akuanui o ke o ka palama o polu ka aina o koko iki ka haleo
We were just watching the Unity March from Moku'ula, and that was, of course, Keali'i Raichel's Halau, the Ke Ala o Kamaili. The gathering is pleasantly fairly large, and there's right now we've got the mayor and family and Archie Kalepa and all kinds of people from all over the island, all over the state, all over the country.
Kalai ki ola, na pu'uha ele lua o kohala, maika I ka makani o apa, Ike ia ka inu vai ola vai puna vai kane doi. E atu o upolu kako I talailai, mai ki pahulu loko aku I ke anu. Ola.
We're going to go back to the January interview with J. April and Archie Kalepa, and we'll pick it up where we left off.
My home became the first hub in West Maui. Also recognizing that after talking to the mayor and the EOC, that some of the information that was coming from the EOC to us was inaccurate. So I had suggested that we start a ground zero EOC, that we can begin to give information back.
What's EOC?
The Emergency Operations Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there must have been just so much misinformation all the time. How did you sort it all out?
You know, fortunately in my career as a lifeguard, ICS training, incident command training, unified command training, ICS.
So you saw the patterns. You saw the things that happen all the time,
and the things
people's reactions. And
exactly, and the things that needed to happen to begin to create some kind of normalcy in this, trying to find calmness in this chaos of events that had happened and was still happening. And so that was the mindset moving in from the boat ride. When I got off the plane, we said, let's meet at Kalui Harbor because there's not gonna be any way in there. I contacted Maui Police Department and they said, go to Ma'alaya, we'll make sure it's open for you guys. We went to Ma'alaya and right there I saw the chaos.
So you were some of the first guys in?
Yeah, and boats was waiting, people were dropping off supplies, but nobody had a plan to launch all these boats. And immediately I said, you're launching these skis now, line these boats up, load these boats up with everything that people are dropping off. you're launching first, you're launching second, you're going third. And then the dealer officer that was there, and I said, after that, you're taking charge. You're going to control every boat and every vessel and get them launched and cleared so that the next vessel can launch.
It's amazing how the Hawaiians reacted. I mean, the Molokai people, I mean, they just moved. I mean, it was so incredible. While FEMA was still trying to figure out what to do, while people were trying to get here from the mainland, it's amazing how the native culture responded.
You know, I'm gonna share this with you. There's 5 steps to the risk management process, which is what we've adopted in the water world. Is identify, assess, implement, control, and supervise. So from a broader standpoint, you know, people like FEMA, the state, the county, they're looking from 30,000 feet. They're just not reacting. But we needed to have people as well reacting, and that's where Molokai, Oahu, Big Island, Kauai, the mainland started their own response of supplies coming into the people. I know we cannot blame anybody, but we have to begin to figure out ways to help, and that's what happened. You know, people saw that there was a need, not put blame, but fill that resource of need, begin to get that part of what it needed to get going, moving, and you know, those guys, all those guys that provide rescue services at JAWS, the Water Patrol guys, the people from Molokai whose lifestyles are very, very connected to being resourceful.
To the ocean, to the Lahaina.
Everything. And having them come and assist and help, and then begin to see our community stand up and get involved and help ourselves get to where we need to be was really nice to see in the beginning, because you know everybody was jamming, moving, but you also got to be able to recognize, okay, what is going to be the next phase of this when we have all the supplies, when people start finding homes that they can go to. What is the next phase of what we need to do as a community so that we can continue to be moving in the right direction?
Well, what's your biggest challenge now? I mean, it's basically still pretty early on when you think about the devastation that happened. Well, there must be a number of challenges.
You know, we're 5 months in. Since August 8th, when this happened, we're 5 months in, going on 6 months. And, you know, from the very beginning, we've said that this is going to be a marathon. This is a marathon with a sprint in between every now and then. But when we sprint, we have to remember, slow down. And so there's a lot of things that, you know, I didn't understand that today I have a clear understanding of, sitting on the Mayor's Advisory Board, understanding all of the government pieces and how they play a role in the overall safety plan with the federal, FEMA, and there's all these things that have to happen from a safety standpoint, from a health standpoint, that has to be okay before any kind of movement is made.
You've been in the middle of it, and you've dealt with, I'm sure, all kinds of people, right, that have been affected by the fire in different ways. How is the mental health of Lahaina right now? How are people doing?
Well, I cannot speak for everybody, but someone in this community, I'm fragile. And I'm just being honest with myself, and I have to ask myself this question every morning, that I'm fragile, but being able to have these conversations with myself, being able to look at myself from the outside in, has allowed me to deal with this. And I'll share something with you. Is I've had a life experience where I almost died, and I actually saw myself from the outside. I died, and I was looking at myself, and I was having this conversation with God that it's okay, God, take me. And I think those things has allowed me to teach, when I teach the rescue swimmers of Hokulea, that when you have to jump off that canoe to go save somebody that's miles away, and before that canoe is able to turn around and come back, or if I fall off the canoe, my mental capacity to keep me calm and collected, I have to talk to myself through those situations, which allows me to be calm and deal with whatever I'm dealing with. And so for me personally, who I know I'm fragile, from a mental health perspective, that's how I deal with this. I have those kinds of conversations with myself so that it helps me. But I also recognize that there is resources out there that can provide the mental health conversations or that I need. And right now, I don't feel I'm at that point, but I do tell myself, when I am ready for that time, I'm not afraid to ask for the help.
But the healing's still going on, and it's going to continue for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about, I mean, just the pure, I mean, no one's experienced anything like this.
Yeah, this
no one in our lifetime.
Yeah, and you know, this healing is going to go on for many generations, because there's going to be stories about family members that passed.
So many unsung heroes.
So many unsung heroes. And those are the stories that, you know, I like to hear, because those are the stories that give me strength. Those are the stories that I know helps my family.
Yeah.
You know, gives us the strength to know that we have those kinds of people in our community that that we're heroes.
Well, I love this idea of unity, bringing people together.
Thank you.
Because we need to keep talking.
Yes.
And keep coming up with solutions.
Yeah.
Innovative solutions, new ideas, right?
Yes, correct.
The old way of doing things ain't going to cut it.
Yeah.
What kind of report card would you give the government? I mean, it was new to the government too. I mean, a lot of people want to blame, like you said, which doesn't do anybody any good. How about, what kind of report card would you give the local, state, and federal government on their response so far?
Well, number one is there's no playbook right now for what happened to Lahaina. So, by all fairness to our government, that as we speak,
o kamari no hoi e ola e ola ona ilikahi o ali o ko o ka a ona pua no hoi e ola e ola o wai o kama ona wai ne o pa kala a olo inui no hoi e ola e ola o ku ia o pua ko o wai anai a o haleu no hoi e ola e ola o nā pauna u o pu'u ho'owali o kirolani a o pola pola no hoi. E ola e ola o kapewa kua o pu'ou o nā kelawea a o pai ula no hoi. E ola e ola o nā pai ohi o nā pana ewa o lapa kea a o kōpili no hoi. E ola e ola o nā kuholi lea o nā aki o nā kuhua a o pu'uiki no hoi. E ola e ola o moa nui o kainehe o kalimo ohe o au poko poko no hoi. E ola e ola o kalua lepo o hana o kapuaa o puuki o uhau no hoi. E ola e ola o nā puunoa o nakalepo o alamihi a o moali'i no hoi. E ola e ola o kapuna kea o mala o wahikuli a o nā hanako o no hoi. E ola e ola We wish you the best of luck on this particular part of the journey, and we'll meet you down at Launiupoko. E ola e! Aloha!
we're just enjoying Kumu Pueopata and Ku'ule Palakiko Ahapua'a o Lahaina is the halau. And I believe they are now on their way down to Launiupoko. And there will be the canoe celebration. First time, or actually only the second time, all of the canoes will be together in a celebration of this unity, which is really turning out to be a pretty amazing thing to watch and to participate in.
As we deal with this every day, the playbook is being written, and it's only going to help, which I hope never happens, the next disaster on this level, which I hope never happens. But now, as we move forward, we have a playbook that was never had before. And you got to remember this, as well, is Maui County mayor was maybe 2 months into the job.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and so, and then, you know, the governor, something like this on this magnitude never happened to our state, in the history of our state, in the United States, for that matter.
Yeah, well, it was the worst fire in more than 100 years.
Yeah, and so I don't think it's fair right now to give them a report card. I think after a year of I think at the end of the year, I think it's fair to say we can give them a report card, because you know, when you think of terms of a report card, you get one every quarter in school.
Right.
But this is going to be more. You know, this is a long thing that's going to happen. It's going to be a while, and the sooner we can accept what happened and be thoughtful about.
Well, this is a long haul.
This is a long haul.
I mean, it's out of the front pages now.
Yeah.
You know, the Lahaina fire in a lot of people's minds is something that happened a while ago.
Yeah.
It'll be with us forever.
Yeah. Yep.
Is the help still coming that we need from outside Maui?
And I'll say yes.
Good.
Because we have good people at DC. People like Jill Takuda. You know, they're still coming. They're still asking. I mean, the legislature, our state legislature, they paid a visit. So all attention is being given to Lahaina, to Maui. It's what we do with that attention that is given to us. It's how we begin to recognize that we can be heard. And people may disagree with me right now about how we're being heard.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. But what we, as we suffer, need to realize that it's not going to happen overnight, and we have to be civil and treat people like how we want to be treated when we have that discussion. Be respectful towards one another. Be very mindful that we're all in this together. That we're all suffering in some way, shape, or form.
Well, you know, you made a good point about there's no playbook. So when there's no playbook, there's going to be bumps along the way, right?
Yeah.
People are going to be disrupted, or people aren't going to see things the same way. Mm-hmm. And I guess one of the difficulties, major difficulties, of course, is that people still need places to live, right?
Yeah.
And they're being shuttled around different places. Is there anything on the horizon that can help solve this imminent housing crisis that we have?
Yeah.
I mean, we have tiny houses here and tents over there, and people in hotels over here. So
I think that's a great question, and both from the federal government side, FEMA, there's 2 projects that they're working on, housing projects with a big number. One of the projects on the west side is just over 200 homes. One on this side, which is 400 homes. Again, it's all about inventory and resources.
Right.
And then, you know, the county and the state working on their project, which is for another 200 homes. So in the next 4 months, I would say that people are going to be able to begin to see physical.
So you think they can fast track some of this housing so that
Yeah.
people can get in houses sooner rather than having to wait years?
And I'm going to be very careful here saying, what is fast track?
Right.
I can tell you right now that the balls are moving, the wheels are turning to get to that next level. But also we got to remember this is, again, it falls back to resources on the west side. It falls back to inventory on the west side, because we got to make it livable. And so the thing is, we're already in a mental health crisis.
Right.
And so if we put people in box homes in the middle of a dust bucket, which Lahaina has become, portions of Lahaina, is that a healthy environment? Is that a good, healthy situation for our people who have lost everything? And so those are the kinds of deeper conversations that we need to have. Is there sewage that we can tap into? Is there water that we can tap into? Is there a playground area that can be put into these portable housing projects that can make it seem very normal for families living in a normal situation? Everybody said early on, put us in the hotel. Today, in the short term, which is people are in hotels right now. What they don't have is they don't have the ability to cook in that hotel. They don't have the ability to wash clothes in their room. Those are things that are affecting them, and they want, that's where the governor comes in. That's where the mayor has been trying to work towards getting the condo owners to play ball and have some, I don't say they don't care, but this whole thing is a crisis. And
yeah, I mean, it's a complicated situation, and a lot of people, they speak in broad strokes. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Like somebody the other day said, why just don't they put yurts up everywhere?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds nice,
Yeah.
but like you said, you have to have sewage.
Yeah.
You have to have water. You have to have infrastructure
Yeah.
in order to live a normal life.
Yeah.
It's not like we could all go live in tents.
And that's the thing. We
And
want
tiny houses, like you said, that are so small.
And they're so small. And what we don't want is people to be stuck in that house because the dust is blowing and it's dirty. And
Right.
you're in a little room that's 12 by 14.
Yeah.
And that will become taxing at some point.
Archie, are we losing a lot of people, or are a lot of people leaving Lahaina or leaving Maui?
That's a great question. And
I know
that's-
Kimo West, who was one of the heroes.
yeah.
I
yeah.
saw an interview, I think, on Fox and Friends.
Yeah.
He was up there with his water truck and
Yeah.
saving neighborhoods and saving people.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is incredible, right?
Yeah.
How many lives he saved.
Yep.
And he said he made an appeal, like in the first few weeks, don't leave.
Yeah.
Lahaina is so important, don't leave.
And that's what that's where we got to find the strength. That's where we got to weigh things out with what we're dealing with like the short term of holding this ash. How long can our people hold on? And so finding a short-term solution to a place where it needs to be put, that right now, in my mind, this is my opinion, is the best place until we find someplace else. Because if every time we have to work through a problem that affects the ability for people to eventually get back home, we're adding time to the end result, and the end result is people getting back to their property. And so for some 3 years is palatable. For some, 5 years is palatable. For most, 7 years is not.
Right.
And so we have to be very mindful about the decisions that are made so that we can do the best job to keep our people here.
Well, you were very honest in the beginning when you said, you used the canoe metaphor. We need a sail plan.
Yep.
And you also said that you didn't have the sail plan, but the people of Lahaina were going to have to dictate what that sail plan is.
Well,
are we getting any closer to a sail plan?
Yes. And so it's not just the people of Lahaina that need to contribute to this sail plan. It's all of Hawaii that needs to contribute to this sail plan. In the Hawaiian Star Compass, there is 32 houses, 4 cardinal points to that compass. It does not have a magnetic north. The canoe is the magnet to the compass. But what we have in those 32 points is what we call houses. And maybe, most definitely, Lahaina owns a cardinal point. Government owns a cardinal point. Hawaii owns a cardinal point. Private sector, right now, owns a cardinal point. But those 7 houses in between each cardinal point has to be filled. Has to be filled with the responsibility of making sure we hold, not accountable, but we hold up those 4 cardinal points. And the other thing here is, what people have to understand is, we have been sailing in this storm for the last 150 years. What we forgot as voyagers is how to sail around a storm. So we have to revisit our ancestral knowledge and bring that out of us and recognize that we do and we have had the ability to sail around a storm. We just need to bring that to the light once again.
Good metaphor. What do you say to people? Must come to you for advice all the time. What do you say to the person who comes to you that's just broken, doesn't know what to do? What do you say to that person?
Well, you know,
who's lost everything?
And that's the hard thing, that because I try and separate emotion with reality, and try and help them. Number one is look at all options, what's happening, and give them not just emotional advice, but truthful advice. That you know, because that's what I said from day one when we stood up the hub, was we gotta get information out to the people. In that hub, I told them we need straight answers, we need honest and truthful information. So when they said the water is not drinkable, okay, where's that coming from? Oh, that person told me the water is not drinkable. I go, no, you know what? I want to talk to the director of water. You tell us when the water is drinkable, when is the water safe for us to shower? And though that was the information we were getting. Okay, let's get the Department of Health here. Let's find out what the air quality is. I don't want to hear what everybody thinks. I want to hear it from the people, that their responsibility and their job is to give us the facts. Because in a time of crisis, we have to be able to shuffle through what is not truth and what is truth, because that is what will ultimately keep us healthy, both spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah, and facts are so important. And as you were mentioning before we came on air, social media has been just crazy, huh? Yeah,
you know, social media is a double-edged sword right now, and you know, it's not just here; it's a global thing. It's happening all over the world, and you know, I'm worried about the future. I'm worried about the future for many reasons: global warming, sea level rising, but more importantly is social media. Social media is becoming the evil of all evils. We get little bits of good from social media, but for some reason people really find ways to attach them to the negative things, or You know,
And plus, so much stuff can be fake now too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you can sort of choose what you want to believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why getting back to facts
it's so important.
and
Yep.
spirit, right? So maybe people should stay off the screens for a while, huh? Spend some time with each other,
Well-
like they're going to do with the Unity March.
You know, and
Maybe more personal contact.
yeah, exactly. You know, I think I'm not going to say get off of social media, but I think if you want the answers, you want the facts, go straight to the resource. I think that's the best thing that we can do to help keep ourselves healthy. Is if you want the facts, go to the resource, go to the person that has those answers. But what we also have to remember is how you ask is going to help you get the answers you're looking for, because not everybody has the answers. But it's you know, I want to be really clear here. This is what I teach my kids. You treat people like you want to be treated. You want dad to talk to you nicely, then talk to me with respect.
That's right.
And you know, everybody needs to remind themselves of that. And I can only live by example. I can only show people how I live my life. And you know, if I ever get questioned about my actions in regards to this is what I say. If you're questioning me, then you don't know me, because I've dedicated my whole life to saving and helping people. If you know me, you know beyond doubt that that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, I think that's commendable, but you also must have a vision for the future of Lahaina. I mean, I know we're still in the early stages. We still don't have unifying principles for everyone can agree on. But do you have a personal vision for the future of Lahaina?
I have a shared vision.
A shared vision.
I have a shared vision, and when I say a shared vision, there's people that I look up to in my community. You know, Kaipo Keikona, he's really stood out for me. Kai Keahi, who's really stood out for me. People like that I look to as a beacon of direction for this community. And you know, it's not easy, and it's a struggle. I'll be very honest with you, and it has not been easy every day. But I do know this, you know, that when this happened and I began to get a pulse on what's happening, I told myself and my family that I'm going to dedicate 8 years of my life to helping this community from the day of I was thrown into this fire.
I want to ask you a hard question. With all the forces in play, government, entrepreneurs, business, real estate, banks. I mean, banks not going to say, hey, you lost your home, so you don't have to pay your mortgage.
Yeah.
Right? There are those hard realities. How do we avoid Lahaina being turned into a Disneyland for the future?
Well,
How do we avoid that?
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to happen. How do we avoid that? You know, I don't have a glass ball that can tell the future, but I do know this, that making sure that our voices are heard with reason, earning a seat at the table and not screaming and yelling and asking for a seat at the table. Earning a seat at that table is what is going to allow us to stop that from happening. And so,
'Cause I think that some people have that fear. You know, that when they rebuild Lahaina, it's going to be even more of a tourist trap than it used to be. You know, that's something that I think a lot of people are afraid may happen.
That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
That will not happen. Lahaina will be rebuilt.
Lahaina's strong.
Will be rebuilt with community strong.
Right.
community strong.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean that to be inclusive,
Right.
but with Hawaiian values first.
And what about tourism right now? And there's a difference of opinion.
You know, I think we really have to look at restructuring how we present tourism, because what we're giving them is entitlement. I think what we need to do is, you know, instead of taking Mai Tai tours and whale watches, we need to be giving these same tours and talking about aupua'as, talking about Mauka to Makai, connectivity, how important that is when you live on an island. Because when we serve Mai Tais, which is what we're doing now, we are teaching entitlement, or we're giving them entitlement. When they come off that sunset Mai Tai tour,
Right.
they feel even more entitled. But if in these tours we educate them about our place, when they get off, they become very respectful and care about what's happening.
So as horrible as this disaster is and was, this is a teaching moment for all of us, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. And that teaching moment is it's brought so many things to light, because it's all gone. It's all been taken away from us. So we have a chance to evaluate ourselves, but at the same time, the worst thing that ever happened to us can become the greatest thing that will happen to us.
So you have a positive vision for the future, even though the future is scary, but
we all have to be positive, because
it's everybody's challenge, right?
it's
not
everybody's
just Lahaina.
challenge. It's everybody's challenge. But along with the positive, having negative allows you to see or think things through more positively. And so for me, that's the way I look at it. And you know, I can only be positive if I surround myself in my life with negativity. My life is an unhealthy life. That's just me. If I surround myself around positive people, positive things, positive results, I live a happy, fulfilled life.
I think that's great advice. I mean, negativity is not going to get you anywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk about the march.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
So January 20th, there's going to be a unity. It's not a march, first of all.
Oh, it's not a march. It's a
'Cause
unity gathering.
A march, I've been educated, is a political procession.
Oh, okay.
So it's a unity gathering, and we're gathering our community, our neighbors, our families from other islands to come.
Everybody's welcome?
Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to be with us, the people of Lahaina, to walk with us, walk beside us, to hold us up, to help us rebuild not only Lahaina, but we can begin to think about how we rebuild Hawaii.
So it's going to start at the bypass?
Yep, it's going to start at the bypass above Lahaina, just the south side of Lahaina Luna Road. Mm-hmm. And it's a 3-mile walk from the bypass down to Hokiokio Street,
right,
onto Hopilani Highway, and then south all the way to Launiupoko, which is where the canoes will make a lay on the water from Canoe Beach all the way to Launiupoko, with the 4 voyaging canoes, Mo'okiha from Lahaina, Hokulea, which has been the guiding light for the people of Hawaii,
yeah.
Makali from the Big Island, and Hikianalia. And these 4 canoes, only for the second time, will be all together at one place. And all of our Po navigators will be together for the second time, and we'll be here in Lahaina as a reflection and a representation of unity.
That's inspiring. That's going to bring some good mana.
Yeah, and you know, that's what we hope. And You know, I have some work ahead of me, and that is work to convince some of our leaders that you know, we need to be unified. Let's be together on this, even if we don't agree. But let's come together as leaders to show that we can lead this community and be together.
Well, I'm really excited about the event. I mean, Akakū is going to be covering it all day, and we're hoping that this will be the beginning of a new beginning.
Yeah, and that's our hope. And right now we can only hope for, but it's something we're going to strive for. Not just January 20th, but from this day forward, and from the day since the fire happened, we've been always trying to be in that light and move forward in that light. So it's going to happen way after January 20th.
Yeah, and Archie, this has really changed your life, hasn't it?
You know, it's really put things into perspective for me. And, you know, the things that we think was important is no longer important. What I've come to realize is how important people are, and how important it is to recognize and be mindful of the things you say to others in this time when everything is hurting. That's how important this is. That's how much that changed my life.
And all we really have is time in each other, yeah?
That's all we have, is time in each other. And time's running out for all of us. Our time on this earth, in reality of how old this earth is, our lifetime is very, very short. Too short. And, you know, you can have all the money in the world, but you cannot take that to you. You cannot take that with you to your next life. But what you can take with you to the next life, and what you can leave behind for everybody, is the legacy of your contributions.
And you're doing that, and I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming. And we're going to see you on January 20th.
Yes, I look
at the
forward to
Unity
seeing you.
March.
Thank you.
Right,
Yes.
thanks, Archie.
Thank you.
Right now, some drone footage that Austin Hutto, one of our people, is taking. You can see it right here. And he's going to be taking us down here to Launiupoko. And later on here, we're going to be enjoying a second time only, where these 4 canoes, Mo'okiha, the Hokulea, Makali'i, and Hiki Analia, all together in one place at Launiupoko, which is really, really a special event. And you can see here the marchers down there coming down the road, and a little bit later on, after our canoes get together and do their protocols, we will have some speakers like Nainoa Thompson. So it's going to be quite a day. We are honored to be able to participate and bring this into your home. And of course, if you're not at home, you can always watch it online on your phone. We have an app that is called Maui Stream, and as you can see, we're in Launiupoko, and the 4 canoes joining for the second time out in front of Launiupoko.
Aloha, I'm here with Archie Kalepa. Could you please tell us, you know, what today has meant to you so far, and just how you're feeling?
You know, I don't think any words can explain what all of us are feeling here today. This is far exceeded my expectation of what has happened today. But what this is a monumental event. This is the beginning of us healing our community and moving forward.
100%, yeah, it's a historic thing. It's a beautiful thing to witness, everyone coming together in unification. Thank you for organizing this with your nonprofit, Lele Aloha.
Yes.
We appreciate you, Archie.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Top degrees.
Ah
Makoko. Makoko. Halau Lahaina molare malui HOʻULU malu mai rape alau loha akamakani loha puno maalo ke akai kalai. Hawaii olua tala I o ke ka'au I ono hia Lauoha ia e tala I o lele hai ono hia oti mewa ati aloha lai ai ia lai Halau Lahaina molale malui HOʻULU malu mai rape a lauloha akamakani loha puno maaro ke akai kalai I tawai olua talai o ke ka'au I ono hia Lauoha ia e talai o lele hai ono hia oti mewa ati aloha lai ai ia lai Ha o ili o rapua I tamali e hangua I hola e tala I hawala wala Hi olo kakua I hola Kaua pa'u pili e Pili tala I te tula o ke ka Pili nana I haua le koko ula mehelo le ula I o pili ia Kanahua, ka pili pa'ai, ka piko o hono ko vai. I ho'o pili e pili, a pulelo I ke kai, o haena e. Ai, ia lai. Ka o ili o kapuai, ka mahali e haunua I hola e tala I hawalawala Hi olo kakua I hola Haua pa'u pili e koko ula me helo le ula halai I o pili ia kana ua ka pili paai ka piko o hono ko vai I o pili e pili a pulelo I ke kai o haena e ai iala He mele no Lahaina mo lale malu I ka ulu. Ma koukou. Kahea. Kau mai no au a ia.
Welcome back to Akakū, Maui Community Media, our live coverage of the Lele Aloha Unity Gathering. And right here we have the Kailua Protocol welcoming the canoes. We take you now back to Launiupoko, HOʻŌLU.
Pa. Ahoua, ahoua wale, akahoki ohokulea. Liu malanai ka huakai, e inaka wahalono ka hea hea aloha. E velina aloha e. Moko moko. Pa. Holo ike kai. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Holo ika I a. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Hoi ike kai. Kule kule. Kule kule. Yaba aho kulea. Ea kama a ea ho kulea ku. Holo ike kai. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Holo ika I a. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Hoi ike kai. Kule kule. Kule kule. Yaba aho kulea. Ea kama a ea ho kulea ku. Holo ike kai. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Holo ike kai. Hoi hoi. Hoi hoi. Hoi ike kai. Kule kule. Kule kule. Yaba aho kulea. Ea kama a ea ho kulea ku.
So right now we are witnessing the Kaulua protocol. Different dignitaries from Hokulea and the various canoes greeting the mayor, and there's a number of people, Nainoa Thompson and the captains from the different canoes, the sailing canoes that are all gathered here out right off Launiupoko. And this is the second time they have all been together, which is a pretty historical thing. And the halaus just prior to this were a variety of halaus from different places. We had Kumu, Kupono'ai, Molatau, and a number of halaus. And this continues live from Launiupoko on Akakū.
makua e ka ele o ai ki o e kola o mahiki. E uka o ai mea e awa kawa e hai. E kupe no kawa a o kori amu. E pala mauna awa ke a i luna. Paakua hiri ke ali i kawa a. O hia i ka nana kue hie hie. Malana! Malana mai ka ume puna me hilo. Hele mai kona me kohala me. Hamakua e ka ele o ai ki o e kola o mahiki. E uka o ai mea e awa kawa e hai. He kupe no ka waa o holi amu. He pala mauna awa ke a i luna. Paakua hiwi ke ali i ka waa. O hia i ka hana ana kue hie hie hie. Mauna awa hia i ka maunga kama. Amanu o ka, amanu o kai. Hini kore na akauka honu. Akawi ka malama akai kula. Yaba anuri, yaba ati aloha. Yaba apelele ua lele mamala. Amanu o ka, amanu o kai. Hini kore na akauka honu. Akawi ka malama akai kula. Moko moko! Hanau makari i kapo, hanau makari, hanau kapo. Makari i kapo, hanau makari i kapo, hanau makari, hanau kapo. Makari i kapo, hala makari i kapo, makari, i kapo.
uri ahu ohi ma kanai mai mahalo e na hoa o makali e ia mai ma ko makia aina nei ye aloha mai nei wa mama ka ui pu ka wano ka hale mai e na hoa e
There we go. Go ahead. It's a manual lock. Slip back up. Let's try it again. It was the bracket was
O mali o kahi o hua e o ha e ke na kahua.
So go ahead and pull off. I don't understand this.
E ia mai nā o pu'ua kanaroa. Ia moana mai ko nini no kumulani. O mali o kahi o hua e o ha ai ke na kahua. Pahea mai na leo o ka apai atu tawa a pu'uone.
Ala ka mo kay leo alo kay yo ko e na ka o ku kino lawa ikia ko kuakan kino lawa pa u kia ka me ka u I u me hi o nei ai na lo no e no ko mau mahalo aku nei o ko e na kupa aina na maka aina na malihini e no mako e ku nei me ka alo ahi alo I mea e aloha aku ai o kou. E nā kini, nā mamu, nā lehu nei awa I nei o Maui. O nei a aina o Hawaii Inuit kua uri. E aloha no I ia.
Talking about, huh?
Lei o hilo ka ua pe ka uahi ha e hai kuhi pua puha kuhi I alo apa mai la ia we pai e kulu kona ne ki ina upole ka he kau e ka mai ka la e lele ka mele pai pipi o I lawe lele ka mele pai pipi o I lawe ina ka ua na wane leile hua. Papaika li ko papane leile hua. Na ka haumana ke Akakū ni o. Na ki ahi mana lo ku mole hua la lai muli kuahi e. Ie bene ka moana nui pa mamo tabotu. Ina kaua. Lawane, lawane. E ala e imiane. Ita pono e kauala ina. Pai kaua. Lawane, lawane. Papaika hali ko papane leile hua. Papaika hali ko papane leile hua. Lei o hilo kaua pe kauahi. E ola, e halo i viro e. Mahalo. Eo kia ka. Eo.
Luna nei, upa ake kanaka mauri ati hei mauri ola. Yo toe hilo hana kahi, ipai a mai nei o ka aina o Launiupoko i luna nei o ke au opua, ma maru o kalani la, e lele i kawa i ake ola. Kai ke makaia o koe nā opio, nā mamu, nā leho nei awahi aina nei. Ua pai, ua ola, ua kuno ke poko, ke kuhi wale nei kalima, hama maka i puka, he mai, hele mai nei e, wola.
Tomorrow.
Ia wa ki aloha, ia wa a pelele ua lele.
Kalepa la ino e ao e pulu panui e. Au e ua iti e. Hoi mai ka waa i ke ka. Ika hoe. Ika hoe. Ike ka. Mai aku i ka ainala. E pai mai lai ka aina e. Au e ua iti e.
Aloha, aloha, hallelujah. The kahea was put out, you heard the call, you answered the call. You answered the call to come here in unity, in aloha, for ohana wa'a. The channels that some say divides us, the channels that we know connect us. You came here, not because we all think the same, but because we know the things that are in common are what make us stronger. You came, you answered the call. You answered the call. You put out the aloha, the leo. You brought the makana, the ho'ūʻu, of the la'au, of the pohaku, of the waiakane, ho'osui, of the aloha. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Mahalo kumo, like to invite everyone to go back under, because we have our other Polynesian cousins and they want to share their dances and so mahalo, mahalo, please make your way, unless you want to say something, Archie. Oh, okay. I'm just checking. I'm being obedient. Okay.
So we can wrap this section, we can move back under. If you had a seat, please find it, please come about, and then we will call our first speaker up to the stage.
So mahalo nui. Yeah, this concludes this portion. Mahalo. Ay, ko din.
So we've just been witnessing live from Launiupoko the hoʻokupu, the tea leaf presentation. Presented that to Hokulani Holt and our mayor. And also there is Sam Ka'ai, Solka Ho'ohalahala, and the Wa'akaulua protocol has been going on all of this time. And it's really an amazing thing to watch. I'm sure you would agree. Next up, we're going to go to the Launiupoko Ho'olaulea in the main tent. And that's what we are seeing right here in our monitor. And we'll let you enjoy this, and we'll be back with plenty more on Akakū.
Come on, ohana Lahaina, pa'ikolima, pa'ipa'i.
Malie.
Please help me welcome Nainoa Thompson.
Hello, my Kako. This is not easy for me because, Kaipo, thank you for making sure that I understand maybe the farthest I can imagine in my life what it must feel to be from here on August 8th. I'm honored and I'm grateful, but I don't have a story about, all I can do is imagine, because on August 8th, I wasn't here. I was 70 miles to the west in the Aopo'a of New Valley. I didn't smell the smoke. I didn't see the flames until my son showed me it on his telephone. And we cried. Cried because that's the only thing we could do, being there and trying to imagine what does hurt feel like? What does pain mean? And what is the depth of loss? Because my house didn't burn down. I didn't lose someone close to my family on August 8th. And the security and the safety of the future of my children wasn't robbed away in a bad afternoon. Didn't know what to do, and out of respect for Lahaina, us in the voyaging community intentionally stayed quiet because we cannot come here without invitation. It's not our privilege, it's not our right. But we didn't know what to do. About a week later, mid-August, I get a phone call from Archie. And two things I'll never forget from that phone call. One was, Nainoa, and all the Oanapa, can you please bring Po'olea home? Because we need its light to find a way out of the storm. And then he said, but it's going to be okay because we are going to change the world. My imagination at that point, the complexities of the situation you're dealing with, the infinite amounts of meeting times, Zoom times, trying to bring diversity together. Unity is not easy. And please don't define it because there may be disagreements. That's not true. Something as complex and difficult and challenging in a time when everything is gone and you need light because there's no hope. How do you bring unity around that kind of future that seems to be gone? I would say today, my point of view, today is that status of miracle. Think about it. Think about it. No hope, no beliefs, fear. And I know fear because I'm not a courageous man. When Archie was talking to me, it was Mao who came and reminded me on my first voyage in 1980 as a student of the navigators. Not as a navigator, but as a student. Hilo to Kaikinui, 2,400 miles. I'm not afraid of the ocean. I'm afraid the fear of being ashamed, the fear of failure, which was built into me because I lived in a time when Hawaiians were not supposed to succeed. They were supposed to fail. It was ground into us in our education systems that valued nothing about being Hawaiian. Every signal that was in our society, from the larger society, was we are second rate. And that we are destined to fail. So this voyage that we're going to take needed to be taken. But I was so afraid of failure. I was hoping for an alibi. Give me a reason why we don't have to go, but not because of me. So therefore, it's not my fault. So therefore, I have a reason not to go, because if I go, I'm going to fail. It rained 5 days in Hilo, nonstop. And I hope that just keep raining, that I wouldn't have to go. Mao and myself, Mao P. I learned from the island of Sato of the school of Worion, who was with us for 28 months every day in the ocean, trained us, was really angry at his student because his student was in the last test and he was failing. The last test is faith. Faith in your ancestors. Faith in that canoe out there, because it knows the way. Faith that your ancestors paved the road called Keala Ikahiki for you to sail upon and find out who you are by knowing where you came from. Faith in nature, because it can show you the way if you believe. And faith in your teachers. So when I was failing them. My teachers. Mao was angry. And he, in the pouring rain, dripping down his face, he turned to me with his red eyes, stopped me on the sidewalk by the hotels in Hilo. And he turned to me and goes, "Nainoa, we're going." And then Archie, what he told me, the storm is going to come. And when it comes, you put your jacket on. You stand up, face the wind, and you stay there till the storm is powered. And one thing you do, never let your crew know that you're scared. And I know we're going. Hold on to that jacket. I'm really uncomfortable about talking about things I don't know. Kaipo, thank you, because you had said everything that needed to be said. What we'd like to do from the voyaging family is to make some small, humble presentations, because our belief of these canoes being here, and it's beautiful that we're all together here for a single purpose. Aloha. Honor and pay respect to this place, its ancestors, its history, its strength, its courage, its community. Kaipo, to those we had lost that I don't know. Aloha, all of them. That's why we're here. But we'd like to do it in a way in which we can honor the voyaging family from Lahaina, because the voyaging family in Lahaina is powerful. We sailed around the world, could not do it without them. And so we want to make a humble presentation to 5 individuals that are the kind of leaders that allow us to believe we can do things like sail around the world if we come together. Archie on that phone call told me, we are going to change the world. We're going to restore everything that people believe we cannot. We're going to be above it all and change it so that Lahaina becomes both a symbol and the reality of what can be achieved when you come together. And let me say that unity is not defined by disagreement. You have an infinite amount of decisions to make fast. Everybody cannot be communicated all the time. There's going to be disagreement, but that is not the definition of unity. What I've learned from Lahaina, the definition of unity is much larger than that. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than ourselves. It's larger than that. It's when we come together with those things that we love, because we'll fight to protect it. And what I see from Lahaina is teaching the world already. We can be divided, we can disagree, but we come together around simple things. Love of this land of our ancestors. Love of home. Love of family. And fight and protect the dignity and the responsibility to make sure every single child has a future that's healthy, that's clean, that's safe. This is Lahaina. "165 days. Today is a miracle." Permit me, Archie, and others, I do want to ask you to come forward. Abraham Snake right here, please. Timmy Gilliam. Sam Ka'ai. Kala Babayan. I'm not a historian, but what little I know, in Moana Nui Akea, our country, 10 million square miles, bigger than Russia and China combined, 3.5 times bigger than the United States, 600 times more water than land. We are an ocean country. And we come from the greatest navigators and explorers on the face of the earth, taught by the greatest navigator of all time, Mao, Pielu. We're all spirits of his. We're missing Kala. And Sam's here. Okay. Timmy. That's not unusual to me, missing Timmy. Okay, well, you know, it's my privilege to tell you a few stories about these amazing people. Timmy Gilliam, Captain Hokulea, Admiral Mokia, holding it all together. I don't know where he is, brother. Where's Kala? Come on. Okay. I want to tell you a story you probably don't know. 2004. We explored in Tokolea and an escort boat called Kamahele to Papahānaumokuākea, northwestern Hawaiian Islands, to go underwater on every island to understand what life looks like when it's protected. Nighttime, winds 25 knots, seas 10 feet, no moon, black. Black. We were approaching an island called Laysan in the dark, and our escort boat radios us, Timmy did, and says, we got a fish net stuck in our props. That means 8 feet down, in the propeller, 10-foot seas, keel rocking 30 degrees port and starboard, in the dark, no flashlight. And if we don't get that net out, that boat's going on the ground on the reef, and that place is wild. So Timmy does what he got to do. And I had a really, really difficult decision as captain. At some point, because we were on the windward side, if we wait too long and end up on a reef, we got to tack away and leave our friends over there. And Timmy went with a kitchen knife in the black, 8 feet down, underwater, in the wild. And I thought, he ain't gonna make it. So I was really close to making the most terrifying decision of my life. Let your friends go, because you gotta save the canoe. and we couldn't save them. And all I remember, I was a few minutes away saying, time's up. We're drifting too fast. And I get the crack on the radio on the VHF. Timmy calls back. We got the net out. That day told me what courage looks like, what commitment looks like. We were honored to give him a special gift. It's called Kamakau Nui o Maui. It is the great fishhook of Maui, our ancestor, the fisherman, the navigator, that would take his magic fishhook and lift islands out of the sea, because that's how we create life. We feel that these navigators and all of you in Lahaina is pulling this place out of the sea and giving it life. Again, the right way, without compromise, the right way, because it's pono. Kamakau Nui Maui is the fishhook that we give to those when we travel around the world that we call the great navigators of planet Earth. Those who are making change. Those who are leading us in the right direction. These are a special red abalone shell carved because the shine of colors are on both sides. And Timi mahalo. The other four, I do want to tell another story. We launched HOʻÜLU on March 8, 1975. And I will confess we didn't know anything. First day out. True story. And I will confess we didn't know anything. First day out. True story. Sunday. 35 people on board. Broke the 2 steering sweeps. We didn't know what a sheet line was, so we had to tie it down. So make 50 half hitches and you can't get it off. Ran aground on the sandbar in Kaneohe. Captain ordered everybody off the canoe. The canoe lightened up. We were full sail. Didn't take the sail down. The canoe takes off. Just like captain. And then we got to get towed around and sailed back in. And true story. And before he passed away, 2 months before he passed away, we videotaped his story. Herb Kawai Nui Kane. Important to be in this room. Dr. Ben Finney. Because dreamers are important. To be able to see what we can't and what we should strive for. That's Lahaina. That's what Archie was saying. We're going to create another renaissance by coming together with what matters, what really matters, what really unifies us. Anyway, we turned around. Herb was a captain. We're heading straight for the beach. And I was thinking, where's the anchor? Because we're not going to stop. He runs to the bow, hits the beach, he goes catapulted off the canoe. I thought he died, but he didn't. He's wiping the sand off his face. All I remember is we don't know anything. 28 days later, we left the Kualoa training grounds to go to the first island to find more navigators, to find more captains. And it was right here. It was at Canoe Beach. We came in. And I was on board the canoe, and there was an introduction to me in 13 years of school. Nobody told me that Hawaiian things like protocol mattered. Ava was not a word. And we sat there in a circle, and Sam performed the first Ava ceremony on behalf of the first canoe, HOʻÜLU. And because he did that, the world starts to change. When we got to Canoe Beach, there was Sam. Put us in a circle. We drink ava again. And he kept reminding us the importance of that ava in its connection to all of Moana Nui Akea, to all of Polynesia. It's all one. He starts talking about another family that we didn't know. 13 years of education. I had no idea who my ancestors are. I had no idea where they came from. Had no idea how they got here. Had no idea that I should be proud because I'm a descendant of the greatest of voyagers and navigators on earth ever. But we didn't know. Sam starts to remind us. Sam starts to wake us up. Sam starts to talk about stories we didn't know, but somehow he did. And it starts to be that fabric of change that needed for us to be successful. Sam Guy. That morning, I remember some snapshots in my memory that when the officer's ceremony started, there was a gentleman. He had less white hair back then, but he was leaning against a coconut tree in his work boots. He was ready to go to work, saw something, a miracle, outside anchored, pulled over his car, get over there, leaned on the coconut tree, and started. I don't know what Snake was feeling or thinking, but whatever it was, there was a commitment made that moment for that man to come and help us learn. We regard him as the number one steersman of HOʻÜLU, the number one steersman.
Don't forget, he's the best cook in the canoe, too.
Yeah. He's also the best cook in the canoe, too. And, but Snake was on the first voyage. Sam Kalalau going south. Ahi coming north with us. And allowed us to make sure we make landfall. Therefore, dreams become real. On Keala Ikahiki. The other is, I asked Kala to be here. One of the great dangers of our time is to forget the great ones, the ones that can't be here. And Kala is absolutely the best individual to represent her father, Kalepa. Kala is Kalepa and Kalepa is her. Every day I see her, she's changing. She's becoming more and more like him. Stand up, strong, believe, step up. And she captained HOʻÜLU. She was the captain to bring HOʻÜLU here today. It's really hard for me to talk about Archie. It goes too deep, and words are inadequate. But I really love this man. Best friend you can count him on one hand. And he's there. Archie has taught me so much. He's taught me how to find courage when you're most afraid, and courage is paralyzing you and you're failing. And he's always there. Archie's different than most. He has not been tainted and compromised by so much of the stuff in our society. The glitter. Archie doesn't define his wealth by what he accumulates. Archie defines his wealth by what he gives away. and every single one of us, 1,000 people here, 2,000 people here, have all been impacted by that wealth. And I know that he tells me often, if you need anything, I'll be there. No questions asked and explain. If you're going to do something stupid in HOʻÜLU, I'm coming whether you like it or not. No. I love this man, just like all of you. I can't express it. It's just there. Archie Kalepa, Captain. Have a good day. We have one more presentation. I'm going to ask you folks to stand here, please. It wasn't my decision to bring HOʻÜLU here. The decision was, what would your teachers say? What would they choose? Mexico? Central South America, Galapagos, Rapa Nui, because we're going to give that up this year. Or come home. What would your teachers say? On the phone call, it was clear to me, crystal clear. We're coming home. But it's a lot to do to make that happen. I need to thank the Bruce Blankenfelds, the whole captain, I thank all the leadership in voyaging to make that shift, to bring it back west home. And I did, even though it was my call, but it wasn't my call, it was my teacher's call. I know they made it already, but I went to 100 people. Where do you want the canoe, Mexico or Lahaina? 100% Lahaina. So our teachers made the decision. We're honored to be here. We're grateful to be here, to serve them, their stories, their values, their beliefs, because that's what they taught us. And so we brought a simple gift to all of you. All of you that's here, and even those who aren't here, for the 165 days. And I had the phone calls where someone's calling up and saying, I can't take it anymore. It's too hard. I'm getting crushed. My family's suffering. And the next day, you see, they get up in the morning and they go to work. Like Kaipo was saying, they go to work. And in the work, miracles become real. This is a star compass. It's a Hawaiian star compass. It is fundamentally, where is Max and where is Thomas? Sorry, Max Yaramai from the Federated States of Micronesia, one of our top sailors and voyagers, trained by Mao. Thomas Rapati, Mao's cousin, born and raised on the island of Satawa, Mao's island. And when I was told a story that when the field ship comes to take the elementary kids off Satawa because they had no appropriate school and take it to an island called Woliai so we can teach them a really, really good Western education. And Mao knew that's where the navigation was broken. That's what's going to drive all that navigational knowledge into extinction. By taking the kids when they're young and making them believe in something else that is not right, it's not porno, it's not relevant, it's not going to work. And Thomas would hide in the taro patch because he looks like a taro anyway. But he would sink into the mud until the field ship left, and then he'd go home. And everybody's mad at him except him. And his father said, "Hey, you see that old man over there making rope? His name is Piailuk. Mao's a nickname. It means to be fierce. You see that man sitting there by himself making rope? You go talk to him." Thomas became a student of Mao. He probably knows the genealogy and the stories about the navigation as good as anyone else in the School of Warriong on the planet. Both of these two men are Po. They're graduated navigators, great navigators. So I asked Thomas and Max to make sure that before we bring the star compass to you, we have permission. Because that's not our compass. That's Mao's. That's Warriong. That's Satawa. That's 4,000 years of navigation. And Thomas, you go sit with this man and you learn from him. So I asked Thomas to ask Satawa, and just know that we have permission to give you this gift, which is the single most encompassing, how do you put it? The hardest thing about navigation, not the stars, that's the easiest. The hardest thing is that you only know where you are by memorizing where you come from. And if you're going to sail a month, you have to memorize nature. Bird, wind, wave, cloud, stars, moon, and on and on and on. When we were learning from Mao, we had no idea how to stand, how do you sleep, what do you look at, how do you treat each other. When we went with Mao, we found out how hard it is. He'd be up 22 hours a day, sleeping in 20-minute cat naps, because you can't sleep and observe at the same time. And he would stand and watch nature the whole time. And he would make, Archie, Lahaina, 5,000 observations of nature to be able to make 500 choices about trim, about course, about balance, constantly balancing the canoe and the crew in nature, in the wave, in the wind. And then two decisions, sunrise, sunset. Where are we? In the beautiful light when the sun is low, where are we and where are we going? The star compass is this. We talk about indigenous knowledge. No. This is native genius. Because it's a memory tool so we don't forget. You take the 5,000 observations, you make 500 choices to make decisions. That's what you guys are doing in Lahaina. Every day. Every day. And I'm imagining, and if I'm offending anybody, I apologize. I'm outside looking in. This is the greatest difficult challenge there is in Hawaii, maybe in its history, ever. And yet, it's the greatest opportunity to help change the world because you're here today. How many communities in 165 days built unity under the most difficult circumstances of existence? Can you tell me one? The star compass is to you, Lahaina, not to tell you what we believe our values are, but for you to remind us, to help us know what are yours. In that compass is everything that the navigator needs to memorize, to put in, to get to the island he seeks, to pull Tahiti out of the sea. And so we felt that with all humility, this might be the best gift we could give to Lahaina in order to know that two things, that we're here. We're with you. The family of the canoe, we're all with you. And I want to make sure in that unity, we're missing a couple more. Where is Captain Shorty Broderman? Po Navigator. Where's Onohi Paishan? Po Navigator. These two individuals and three others from Hawaii were inducted into the graduation of deep sea navigator by Mao on his island in 2007. Shorty Broderman, I want to put him close to the compass. He knows this well. Anohi Paishan, Kalepa Babayan. And I'm just sending all aloha and love from Captain and Navigator Bruce Blankfield, who simply couldn't be here today, to all of you. So this star compass, we want to give it to you just to remind you that we're here. We're here, we're with you. It's a reminder that what you start to put into that compass, the world needs to know. Someone is going to write history about this place. Someone's going to write stories about this place. We don't exactly know what each story looks like, but I do know that Archie's correct. Archie's correct. Lahaina will be the light out of the storm. And Archie, he's my jacket. You put the jacket on, you face the storm. You stand there till it goes away. Your job is to take your people out of the storm. For me, Archie is my jacket, along with my father, who's a courageous man. And I just want to say to Archie, because Archie will give his life for his friends. He will. He'll do anything to make sure everybody is safe. And he's the jacket that wraps around me, that helps pull away fear that will destroy me, and stand up and believe in something larger. The star compass we give to you because Lahaina is doing something much larger than Lahaina. It's bigger than all of us. What you are doing is larger than all of us. Even though we might have disagreements, there's going to be 1,000 disagreements. For years and years and years, there's going to be things that try to pull us apart. But today, what I saw was the thing that's pulling us together here in Lahaina is going to be in the pages of the reminders of the sail plan, of what people can accomplish when they unite around things larger than themselves, bigger than themselves, older than themselves, farther back and farther forward. And it's all about, I'll leave you with one thing. It's love. Love is the only way. Family, home, ancestors. Everybody, I believe, and if I offend you, I apologize, because I'm outside looking in and I know it. Every cell of my body knows. I shouldn't even be up here. But it's my belief that the history will write that the pathway to anything that's great and pono is love. Archie is the jacket because he loves without boundaries. Aloha.
Family and friends, ladies and gentlemen, Nainoa Thompson. We are very blessed to have him and our Ohana Va'a. We truly are grateful that you folks are here. We are. Okay, go ahead, Uncle.
Mahalo nui loa to Nainoa.
Aye.
Now comes the challenge. A call, a voice, going at 17,000 miles an hour, flying in an airship. And he's over Australia. And he says, Hokolea, Hokolea, Central Pacific. That's you, all of you. He talks to Nainoa from that place. A place pretty close to heaven. It's as high as man has gone. And as they talk in a personal place, he's a school friend of Nainoa. He said, wait. I have a toe, one pohaku found at Mauna Kea. It's shaped into a thing that shaped the canoe. I got to put it in the window. Hawaii is passing below. Stones don't fly unless they're on an explosion. But for the name of Nainoa, it stood in the window at 17,000 miles an hour. Notice Hawaii. The Pacific is interesting. But Te Moananui is your nation. Every little island, some islands are only 8 feet out of the water. They're in the Paumotus. There is no drinking water, only the tree of life. Here we pass a law against the coconut tree because if the coconut falls down and hits your head, you're going to, under American law, be sued. We take care of the tree by walking spikes into it. But that tree is the wave of water. I didn't believe these stories. I only heard them in Kaupo. It's just tutu stuff. And then there was a war. And something was born here in Hawaii. You heard of the 1st Marines, the 2nd Marines, and the 3rd Division. Well, there's a 4th and a 5th. And the birth of the 5th is the Big Island. And the birth of the 4th is Maui. They went down to have that unpunctured trace. They launched a lot of Caucasian people from the mainland. And they fell in heat, frustration. Kenneth Emery learned a song from a man named Maunapau. That you could take a needle, pure water was what they needed to revive a man fallen. There's a needle that can go through the aha into the bone and into the water, never touched by any germ at all. And then the other end put into the vein of a fallen soldier. And he would stand up at tomorrow's call. That's the coconut tree. The one we have a law against. It's dangerous. It's going to hurt you. We're full of palms called opala palms. They only make rubbish. They don't give life. That's the kind of song that Nainoa is just saying to you. When Mao was growing up, you could not sail to any canoe from his island. The Japanese were occupying the area and they wouldn't let it go. So he sat on a stone canoe. They have seen them, those who went to Satawal. And every song of every Sa was taught. It was just a song that Dad and Mom knew. Just a song that became a direction and a memory of the entire world. A thing that could not be forgotten. And then he went to sea. Just a dream, just a story. Lahaina has very funny names. The federal government says you can't change the addresses because they're federal numbers and addresses. Well, right now Lahaina is missing a lot of addresses. Kemuko Kapu did something. He went and got all the old names. You know Shaw Street? Well, let's call Alonui o Mamo, the People's Way. You know Front Street, USA? That name is Alonui Mo'i, the King's Way. And where does it go? It go to a banyan tree? Or the largest terra patch for a king to feed his nation in holy prayer. And so is the Pioneer Inn, and the residence happens to be where the library was. Out in front there's a little stone seat. If you had me'eau, you sit there, they washed you and you were healed. That's Lahaina's old song. Okay? Lahaina means unmerciful sun. It means they so darn hot because they cut down all the trees. Lahaina's real name is Malu'ulo'olele, the land of the flying breadfruit. University of Hawaii uses that symbol. Why? Because the chiefs, and we are among chiefs today, are called the ulu and the nanaulu, the fruit and the presumed fruits of heaven. Just a fairy tale. But you're standing under the tree right now. I propose that Lahaina put new names.
You are not done yet.
Wait a minute.
You are not done.
This thing that we bring today to alive all of us is all about an old murmur. Sing like a himene, pass like in songbooks about what was and is. Every woman called a mom knew how to eat a popolo, chew the leaf and stick it in the kui or the cut that you have. Except now we go to doctors and have that opinion, a shadow in between you. Those things belong to Wahine Makua. Every kane knew about tarot. Someone walking with a bundle today came from Micronesia. It's called aha. Aha is coconut husk, which that to make aho. Right? And if it's big like this little finger, you call it kaula. And that tied the sail on that canoe. All of these rhythms still exist if you just would remember. The idea is Hokulea visits up to say, wake up. There is another song. It's much older. It's real, and you already own it. Sam Kalalau was great. You know what was good about his fishing? He put the line in the back of Hokulea and no hook on it to get kinks out of the line. And then he put a fish hook after he sees the birds in front and tell you what kind of fish will butt what hook. And that's a song from Hokulea. It is a change. And Nainoa has that edge, I understand, that was in the window of the passing 1,700-mile-an-hour canoe.
We will be heard in every way, every form, every fashion. Brothers and sisters of the community of Lahaina. Now, there is a spot between those two pa'a out there. And it is now empty. Everybody look up here. You see the empty spot between the two big pa'a? You see that empty spot? It is no longer empty. Look over there. That's the Lele, everybody. She's here today with us. Long live the Hawaii. Hey, aloha, hey, aloha.
can't go and give us the flowers.
Hi, aloha kumo.
Aloha.
Yes, we just want to let everyone know too, is that we have one more guest speaker who is going to be the last. So after you folks are doing your set, then we're going to have Archie Kalepa come and share with all of us. Yeah.
For our last song.
Well, no, I think it was like HOʻÜLU.
We're going to do for you a melody called Kalena Kai. The only reason I love doing this song is because when I read the mo'olelo behind Kalena Kai, it talks about our ali'i who would travel around the backside of Kalena, or Kalena Point, and they would stop to a place that was kapu, only to the ali'i, and there were healing ponds. And so they would come off the va'a, they would go into the healing ponds, refresh themselves, go back on the va'a, and they continue their kapuni around the island. So this song, Kalena Kai, that is done, if more musicians knew the backstory of Kalena Kai, they would make sure that there was some respect and some aloha that went into this, because it talks about our ali'i. Between the two music groups, and we're gonna do some Lahaina song. So we don't double. We do all the ho'onanis for all of Lahaina. So we like to call up our hula dancer. My daughter. Where's my daughter?
Where's your wife?
No, my daughter.
Where's your wife?
Oh, my wife's at home.
I saw her over here.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, there's my daughter.
Oh, that's your daughter?
That's my daughter.
She looked all over her mother.
Now right down the ocean edge over here is a beautiful place called Puamana. And we're gonna
have other hula dancers, right, Kumo?
Any hula dancers that want to come up.
Just come up.
And don't this hula come and dance the Puamana. We need to do Puamana down here at Puamana. A beautiful place that was once owned by Hawaiians. And they used to spend long days and evenings gathering under the coconut tree, the 10 coconut trees planted by the papa for each child that still stands today.
Oralani ka dance Puamana, Oralani.
All of the dance, the Puamana. Hanaho gotta go.
No, the hanaho means to come back, not to go.
Give them some time. Give them some time.
Hanaho does not mean to go. Mommy? Miss USA teenage something, yeah, back in a long time ago.
Okay, Papalina.
Come on, are you Papalina like dancers? Come on,
another 30 hula dancers.
Kawaii Hua, Kalipale Hua, Moralani. Come on, all you dancers.
I know, I get hula no.
Glory day.
Aloha. Hey, aloha.
On stage. Come on, we need more hula dancers. Come on, Miss Lele Aloha. Come on, all you luau dancers. Right? That's right. Come on, Uncle. Hey.
We got up 4 o'clock this morning in order to get all of the ulu and the deer meat and everything all packed up to come over. So we're here to support. Molokai wants to make sure that everything goes well in the future. You know, 130 years ago, there was an overthrow of our government, and there's a beautiful parade every January while the opening of our legislature is happening. So I wanted to go along those lines when we talk about what's going to be the future of Lahaina. 75 years after the overthrow, we ran into the HoʻōLU. At the same time, we were on the island of Kaho'olawe. So in those days, it was different. We were all Americans back then. From 130 years, it took 75 years of education and schools to make us all Americans. And there are a few of us that refuse to become an American. And that's when a backlash happened. And there was a thing called the Renaissance that happened in the 70s. And the HOʻŌLU was part of that, and Kaho'olawe was part of that. So ever since then, the Hawaiian language got spoken. The hula gained in excellence. And the Hawaiians began to realize that they were actually Hawaiians. I graduated from Commonwealth schools in 1963. And back then, nobody taught us that there was an overthrow. We had to learn about the overthrow on the streets. So today I'm here because we want to make sure that we let the people of Lahaina know that Molokai is going to be supporting you 100%. 100%. We don't think that the banyan tree is the marker. What is the marker is that this was once the capital of the Hawaiian nation. So I want to make sure that we all understand that part. And if we want to go into the future, we need to keep an eye on the past. They taught us in school that the past was something to be forgotten. That's not true. If we're going to build a Lahaina, we need to keep looking at the past to guide us into what Lahaina is going to be. And I'm so glad to see so many Hawaiians involved in the discussions of the future of Lahaina. So I'm saying to all of you, look to the past, and we're going to know what Lahaina is going to look like in the future. We've made the mistakes. We cannot keep making the same mistakes. So to all you Hawaiians out there, stand up and be counted, and make sure that we keep looking into what is our real kuleana. And that's into our future generations, to make sure that the ocean feeds us and that the land feeds us. Mahalo to all of you for coming today and supporting, and make sure that you understand that there are many people on different islands that will be there to support you. Aloha.
Family and friends, Lahaina, give him a warm welcome. He doesn't need an introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Archie Kalepa.
You know, I don't usually write speeches, but this community deserved a lot of deep thought in what I'm about to say. So I have to write this speech. 7 pages long, by the way. Aloha mai Akakū. I'm Archie Kalepa. Lahaina is my home. And as many times that I've walked along the burn scars, today is a different day. The depth of our grief and the warmth of our aloha is overwhelming. Today marks a different kind of point in the history of this place. The night that Lahaina burned, I was powerless. I couldn't even get home. I couldn't stop it. None of us could. None of us as individuals, as teams, as units, or as brigades could stop it. None of us who have spent our entire careers, our entire lives, ensuring the safety of others, we couldn't stop it. And as we stand here today, mourning the loss of over 100 of our family members and our friends, we mourn the loss of the structures that frame the memories of who we are as a people of Lahaina. We stand here today. We walk together beside the ash today, in remembrance, in pain, and aloha together. Lahaina is bearing the burden. All of Hawaii is suffering. We look at the rubble that remain of our town, and we ask ourselves this: if I could not have stopped it, if our crews, our most courageous, skilled, and selfless first responders, I know, could not have stopped it, what is required of us now, in the aftermath, to continue to walk forward? There are many answers that we do not have today, but I do know this, deep in my na'au, we will not get there alone. We need the kind of strength and the kind of power that we can only find in one another, in unity. Seeing our deep sea voyaging canoes here today, here to honor Lahaina, it grounds me. I've sailed many voyages, many thousands of miles on the decks of those canoes. And in between, as a lifeguard, as a big wave surfer, as a waterman, I've learned a critical lesson time and time again. The lesson of how important it is to understand and respect the ocean that surrounds you, to know the rhythm of the swell in your gut, to trust in your crew like your life would depend on it. Because in the chaos of a storm, your life is literally in their hands and yours in theirs. Being on a canoe teaches us to understand our surroundings. We have to pay attention. Look around our canoe. This island is the canoe. We are at the center of a rapid environmental change. We see that erosion is impacting West Maui at a rate of 44% faster than the rest of the state. Our water is scarce. Our land is dry. We have to pay attention, people. We as a people have been voyaging for thousands of years. We understand voyaging. We understand storms. In Lahaina, we've been sailing in a different kind of storm for the last 150 years. This has been the storm of westernization, industrialization, and colonialism. This is the storm that reached a peak August 8th. This canoe, our Lahaina, is broken. We need to mend her. The fire exposed underlying wounds from the last 150-year storm for the world to see. The decades of rerouting Lahaina's life-giving water to feed industry instead of Aina, that left crisp grasses and arid lands literally tinder that fed the flames. The impossible cost of living that compressed thousands of our families into homes that no longer exist. These issues have come to the surface, showing themselves in the urgency in the wake of this storm. The people of Lahaina, we know how to sail through a storm. This is living proof. We're still here, resilient. We know how to sail through a storm and ensure our future generations will survive. But what we must remember as a people is how to sail around a storm. We've been using the magnetic compass and the western compass, but that is not the navigational principles of this place, of our people. In the western compass, we've leaned on tourism and economic development. As two of the four cardinal points, we must abandon the idea that these can orient us on our path. The Hawaiian star compass of our ancestors, the one that our navigators used to bring these canoes to our shores this morning. In the center of that compass is our canoe, our island, our Lahaina. And each of us here has a responsibility for the navigational houses that make up this star compass. Community, Aina, health, healing. We are ready to place ourselves back within the Hawaiian star compass, a compass that is based around the values of our people and of our place. The future we envision becomes people to be connected no matter what race, no matter where you come from. It's about falling in love and having respect for this place and being a true part of this community. It is important for all of us to have a voice, more important than ever, in creating a sail plan for the way forward. We have to make sure we hear from all those who can help change this place for the better. We have one chance. We have one chance, people. We have one chance to get this right. If we rebuild Lahaina only for Lahaina, we will fail. We have to rebuild Lahaina for all of Hawaii, so that Lahaina can be the example of how we need to move forward for all of Hawaii. To all of you who came here to walk with us from the other side of the island, mahalo. Mahalo for standing with us today and every day since the fire. Thank you. To the leaders from Lahaina, those who have been our teachers for many years, and those who have risen in the aftermath, you inspire me. Thank you. To those who help bring supplies from the sea when there is no access to drive in, thank you. To all of those feeling the growth, reverberation of this unity movement, listening from your homes, witnessing a commitment to the compass of our ancestors, you are invited. Join us. We need you. To all the people of Lahaina, our community, our family, I love you. We are Lahaina. And we are claiming the kuleana to shape its future, our future. Lahaina is not lost to us. We are Lahaina. Aloha. Thank you.
How about a big pa'ipailima for the whole community, and having someone like Bara Archie. Mahalo nui, Bara. Always going to have much love for you and your ohana. Mish, thank you. At nighttime, we would get together. They would make nice honor food. Mahalo to Mamo, Hasi. You know, all the community would put together, and afterwards, we'd basa the ukulele. Sean, I seen you out there. There you go. Sean was our free entertainment. You got to hear this, Bara. Amazing music. Got to meet some amazing people. And this is one of the songs that we would bust out with the ukuleles. From the Va'a community. Met some amazing people. We do this song for all of you. Wind gonna blow, so I'm gonna go down on the road again. Starting where the mountains left me, I end up where I began. Where I will go, the wind only knows good times around there. Get in my car, I'm going too far, never coming back again. Tired and warm, I woke up this morning, found that I was confused. Spun right around, found I had lost things that I couldn't lose. The beaches they sail to build their hotels, my fathers and I once knew. Birds all along the sunlight at dawn, singing Wamanalo blue. so far on the countryside. Birds on the wing, forgetting a while, so I'm headed for the leeward side. All of your dreams, sometimes it just seems like I'm just along for the ride. Some will cry because they have cried, the son who's lost or died. Beaches they sail to build their hotels, my fathers and I once knew. Birds all along, the sun right at dawn, singing Waimanalo Blue, singing Waimanalo Blue, singing Lahaina Blue, singing Lahaina Blue. Mahalo. Well, we have time for one more song, and we got some more great entertainment. You know, we was going to sing HOʻÜLU, then I seen the beautiful Palafunga in the house over here. So I said, okay, we scratched that off of the set list. So we get some amazing Onoleo coming up for you. So General Hara, we say, aloha, brother, great to see you. Brother Roman, got to meet some amazing people. And what I'm hoping in 2024, as a resolution for me and my ohana, I think we're trying to make 2024 better than what 2023 was, because that was just crazy. Leave that behind and try and move forward. Holomua together. And nothing better than getting in the va'a together. And we have the lovely Kimie Minor in-house. Please, ipailima. Mai hila hila. Let's go out to the shores of Mana. We can plant a tree, you and me, oh pola pola.
One day the sea will grow and give us hope, shade below. We'll sit and talk and know the sun will rise tomorrow. Hey, oh, love. Hey, oh,
No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina.
hey, oh, love.
No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina.
Hey, oh,
Just gonna stay a while, spend some time. Tell me what's been on your mind. Unspoken wind and sea. This is what a lover needs.
just like that Christian light on the hill, I'm on my heart pio. We shine bright, ole pae
No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina. No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina. I know that we can come together, just like the flowing water. We turn our sons and No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina. No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ona no na kupa o ka aina. No ka no Hawaiina no ka aina, e ulu hona ulu o Lahaina. Once again, mahalo Maui. We got some more great entertainment. How about a big hand for the lovely Kimi and Maina? E ola e.
Josh Kahula, Mark Palakiko, and Kimie. Give them a round of applause, please.
We're honored to be here. We come bringing as much love as we can. We got the phone call from Uncle Archie a couple weeks ago. Archie said, "Hey Jack, I got a question for you," and I said, "The answer is yes." Now what's the question? And he told me about this event, and so we're here to bring our love from our community over to yours. We're all one big family here, and this first song we're going to play is called "Home," and it's about doesn't matter where we are, as long as we have love and we're together, then we're home, and that's this song. I've gotta get home, there's a garden to tend, all the fruits on the ground. The birds have all moved back into my attic. The whistle is static, the young learn to fly. I will patch up the holes once again. Well, I can't believe that my lime tree is dead. I
Thought it was sleeping, I guess it got fed up with not being fed. And I will be too. I keep food in my belly and hope that my time isn't soon. Isn't soon. So I try to understand what I can hold in my hand, and whatever I find my way back to you. And if you could try to find it too, 'cause this place is overgrown, it's a wax and mold. Home is wherever we are, if there's love here too. Back of my house is a trail that won't end. We were walking so far, it grew back in, and now there's no trail at all. Only grass growing tall. Get on my machete and battle with time once again. Or the weed whacker. This old trail will lead me right back to where it began. Gotta get home, there's a garden, tend all the seed from the fruit buried, and begin their own family trees. Thank you and please, as they spread their own roots, then watch the young fruit grow again. This old trail will lead me right back to where it began. So I try to understand what I can hold in my hand, and whatever I find my way back to you. And if you could try to find it too, 'cause this place is overgrown, it's a wax and mold. Home is wherever we are, if there's love here too. Home is wherever we are, if there's love here too. Home is wherever we are, if there's love here too.
Wanna call my girl Kimie back to the stage to sing this song with us. And we want to send this out to the Ohana Va'a. Song written on the original, the maiden voyage of Hokulea from Hawaii to Tahiti in 1976. Written in the doldrums about our beloved double hull canoe, Hokulea. Also our Zenith Star, written by Uncle George Boogie Kalama. And I wanna honor all of the crew members who have come and gone and who are no longer with us in this realm. I want to honor all of them because they are the stars that guide us today. And mahalo nui to all of the va'a for coming out. What a historical day. And if you know the channel, Kealai Kahiki is right over here. It starts right over here. So our va'a, when they go down to Tahiti, they always have to pass Lahaina. And for me, that is one of a beautiful and a special thing about the connection to the va'a community, as well as our connection to our cousins in Tahiti. So anyway, our beloved Zenith Star, our beloved Mama Hokulea, Hokulea, Star of Gladness.
Raindrops, they hamper my vision, falling down and cutting incisions in my mind. But we sail away on time.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I can sing, but I can try for your heart. And our dreams, and they are made out of real things. Shoebox of photographs with sepias on love. Love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart. Why are we here, and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, so much better when we're together. So much better when we're together. Yeah, we look at the stars and we're together. So much better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. Get up on this guitar in a lot of good. Might find a way to my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone the morning light sings, so brings new things. But tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I gotta do, but if all of these dreams might find a way into my day-to-day scene, be under the impression or somewhere in between, but only two, just me and you. Not so many things we gotta do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, so much better when we're together. We'll look at the stars and we're together. So much better when we're together. Yeah, so much better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Yeah, now and when I wake up, you look so great, sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time. There is no song I could sing. There is no combination of words I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better together. It's so much better when we're together. Thank you guys for having us.
Aloha, Paula, here in Ohanaho. You yelled it the first time, so I think it's on you. Was that Ohanaho?
All right, I'm gonna start one right up in this Launiupoko, so we better sing one more, Jack.
In on collision on a two-lane country road.
Lord, I pray
So everybody got a hand, got a neighbor, yeah? Okay. E Hawaii e ku'one hanau e ku'ome kula ivine oli no awina pono lani o e
Thank you all for coming here today. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Aloha, everyone. First, mahalo to the Tongan community for this beautiful lei. It's heartwarming. Mahalo to Archie Kalepa and Mayor Bisson for making this happen. This day that was peaceful and collaborative and thoughtful about how we all go forward together to help people who were displaced by the fire. We will announce over 1,000 units have been moved from short-term to long-term. In the coming days, we'll announce new ideas to get people to sell to local families. But it was this peace march which inspired so many of us to be together again. So mahalo, everyone, and keep helping each other here in Maui.
Well, thank you so much for joining us all day long today for the Lele Aloha HOʻÜLU Lahaina Unity Gathering. It was an incredible day of talking story with people and walking along from the Lahaina bypass all the way to Launiupoko, where we had the Ohana and all kinds of great entertainment. I'd like to thank Archie Kalepa and our mayor and all of the many, many people that put this together. Archie Kalepa did an incredible job of promoting this, and so did a lot of other people, and we would like to thank them for letting us be a part of it. And we hope you enjoyed it. I'd like to thank the crew at Akakū and invite you to watch a replay later on our channels. Until soon, aloha.
Aloha.